Hello and welcome to the Grand Canterlot Cavalcade in Color, a Gentle Colts podcast for sophisticated bronies.
Episode 44, entitled, I used to get pissed when Emdefmek reblogged my posts with negative remarks, but then I found out what he looks like, and now I can't stop laughing. Or, perhaps it's my inner metrosexual! And intro. Alright, metal shit. We air Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings on Celestial Radio. If you hear our episode... Wait. If you like to hear our episodes over a day early and higher quality, listen in at ponify.me, starting at 5 a.m. or 0500 GMT. Next piece of metal shit. This is coming straight from me. A bit of sad news for older fans. The Electric Brony's done. It's the RSS feed will be taken down by the end of the year. The Libsyn account is going to be shut down, and the iTunes store entry will be dead. It's actually really hard to actually take down a podcast from iTunes, so it's just going to be pretty much a dead entry in their store. The reason for this is that pretty much since the GCC started, the Electric Brilliant's been dead. You know, for various personal reasons, local reasons, and shit like that. And yes, I did try to make attempts to try to turn it into a general discussion / gaming podcast. Those never really went anywhere. And honestly, I'm tired of paying for the Libsyn accounts. So I'm just gonna, it's done. It's over with. However, I will either host on Mediafire or Dropbox each and every single episode and post them to a link and post all the download links to a page on my personal blog. This will probably happen sometime after it's shut down. So between, I guess, the time of this recording and the end of the year, if you want to listen in on what the Electric Brony was, or if you were an old fan, you want to, for some reason, hang on to those fucking episodes, go grab them now, because they won't be up for very much longer. And I honestly am not going to give an ETA on when I'll have that page up on my personal blog. So I include links to the iTunes page and also a link to the Libsyn download page where you can download each and every episode. So, and with that, with the end of the Electric Brony, I'm right now going to make a tentative announcement for an all-new podcast, which is going to be really similar to what I was trying to do with the Electric Brony by turning it into a gaming podcast. But I'm just going to give a fresh start. We're going to have a clear, focus and sort of a topic structure. It'll probably be similar to the GCC and just show structure. I can say right now that BH Hammy sounds like he's interested in coming on board. As of right now, all I'm going to say is that it's going to be a video gaming podcast and general discussion podcast for the Brony audience. I guess that's just going to be our little shtick. So, and we're looking to hopefully have that get started by February at some points. I just want to make sure that we get everything set up and it hits off without any hiccups. Just so you guys know, just a little bit of inside baseball. GCC took about, I'd say, a month and a half of planning and bullshit. We were talking about it early on, weren't we?
Yeah, we talked about doing GCC for at least a month before we even started. And even then, we were still trying to figure out in the very beginning what the hell to do with show notes. And,
So, hopefully with this new podcast, it's going to be a little bit better planned out. Don't worry, I'm hoping not to fuck it up like what Apple did with the Apple III or what Sony did with the PS3, and completely ruin its launch. So, but again, it's just an announcement, very early on. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll update the GCC podcast Tumblr as developments happen. And this week we have our returning guest / guest co-host / and Bullshit's best Skype buddy friend, because apparently they talk to each other all the fucking time. BH Hammy.
Hello there.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's here and he's got his Minecraft and his Let's Plays. So, all right, I think that's it for Metal Shit. Let's get this shit show on the road.
All right, and we'll start off this major shit show with our main topic section. We have two smaller topics this week. The first one was probably the one we're going to discuss the most, and that is for anybody who, unlike me, visits Equestria daily on a regular basis. You've probably seen this video that we're about to talk about. It's done by Saberspark, who is one of the people working on the major BronyCon documentary. And it's a parody video called Brony 101, Leaving the Fandom, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's been a while since I've seen this kind of silly poking at commentary that on Sophisto's website, but I was glad to see this one go up because Saberspark is absolutely hilarious, and a lot of what he says in the video is completely and totally true, and something that a few people who we've named on this show multiple times would do well to take to heart. So, Hammy, why don't you just sort of kick us off here, since you're the one who sent me this video?
Don't worry, all the spotlights are on you. Don't worry.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
All half the spotlight.
Yeah. There's not really much to really say about this video. It's just a great little poking at people who are all like, "Oh God, I'm gonna leave the fandom because this happened," and now all of these people working on the show are pandering to us and actually giving us things that we want, and that's just absolutely so terrible. Oh my God!
I think the fandom's doing all right. This is horrible.
What I think is particularly funny about this is that he's like, "I'm leaving," and then he goes and he comes back. He's like, "I didn't actually leave," and then less than a second later, he's like, "Nobody listens to my music. I'm leaving."
There's actually, you know what the funny thing is though? It's not really unique to this fandom, but it has been something that's been cropping up a lot lately. There is actually a legitimate term for this, and a lot of people don't know this, but it's the term for this sort of thing is called a flounce, and it's basically where somebody gets really upset about something going on in the fandom, whether it's just like drama amongst their friends or drama with the source material or drama with the shippers or whatever, and they decide to make a big, huge, fucking yelling post saying, "Oh, I'm leaving the fandom, I'm getting out of here," and then they boost, and then you see them about a week later.
There's actually one Tumblr artist that's notorious for it.
There's several.
There's several.
Well, there's one that is actually very glaring to me because they get so much fan art of their character. It's the I think it's the one. Is it Blinky or Inky? It's the one where it's always super emo and depressing.
Lonely Inky is who you're thinking of. Lonely Inky actually doesn't claim to be leaving. He's done what.
He's done it twice.
Oh, has he? Okay. See, all I've seen from him has been an indecisiveness and restarting his Inky blog.
Well, he's done it twice, and it's to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care at all, and it's just
But the thing is, you shouldn't really give a fuck, because the thing is, the whole point behind this whole thing is it's an attention grab to make you give a fuck. It's supposed to, the very psychology behind this ploy is like, oh, I'm so fucking important that if I leave the fandom, maybe people will actually wake up and get shit done the way I want shit to go, or something stupid like that. That is exactly the psychology behind a ploy like this. It's very arrogant.
Well, it seems with Lonely Ink, it comes off to me as he talks about leaving, or he leaves, or he threatens to leave, and then people make a shitload of fan art for him, and then he sticks around. And it's happened, as far as I can tell, it's happened at least twice. And it's not similar to what happened in the video, but it's the same, leaving the fandom syndrome. In this case, it comes off to me as being very exploitive.
No, I'm looking at this. This is a subject that crops up all the time, or used to rather, with me back when I regularly browsed the Ponychan boards. This was something that popped up all the time. And I'm actually looking at the Fandom Wank article for flouncing, which is it's a hilarious article. You should definitely look it up. Under the history section, it says, in childhood, flouncing is called tantrums.
Yeah, that's...
and so this is sort of funny. This is sort of like a TV tropes type article. I've never been to this website, but it's extremely funny.
It's actually also on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I was just
and the proper Oxford or Google definition for flouncing is to go or move in an exaggeratedly impatient or angry manner. He stood up in a fury and flounced out.
Well,
so everybody learned something today.
Yes, flouncing.
What I find extremely funny under the See Also section on this article. It says also look at the article labeled Butthurt. But I'm looking at this, and this is really interesting. They've sort of come up with names for different types. There's 4 main types of flouncing. The first is the convoluted flounce, in which the person before they leaves a large wordy diatribe, in which they must make it clear how everyone is forcing them to leave, and they simply have no other choice. The double flounce is when a flouncer vows to never post again and never to return, but return once more to announce that they are not returning. which happened all the time when I was on the Chans. It's hilarious.
And it actually happens quite a bit on
Tumblr, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, under this it says, the triple or more flounce is exceedingly rare, but definitely the most amusing. Which is funny, considering most of the people that I've followed and observed are guilty of far past quadruple, as it were. And then the last one, the most extreme, is the internet suicide flounce. The description says, did they mention the first time that they're going to delete their journal/fanfic/fanart/blog/website? Really, they mean it. They're not only never going to come around here no more, but they will also commit internet harakiri and erase all traces of themselves to show that they are oppressed. extreme flouncers will commit suicide, and suicide in this instance is spelled PSEUICIDE, which is there's a whole article on all the different ways people have come up with faking their deaths on the internet, only to return under different names to see what sort of imprint they left, which is funny considering some of the things we've seen happen with certain organizers.
Con organizers, artists.
But where was it?
Well, did you want to talk about? Well, there's people who have flounced, but have actually held on to their commitment to stay out of the fandom.
Oh, well,
and some of them haven't really even flounced. A couple examples, I guess the best example would be Slugbox, because he wasn't angry, he wasn't pissed off. He had a very practical and logical reason for.
But that's not flouncing, or at least by this definition, which for the purposes of this episode we'll take. It's flouncing the ancient art of leaving a board, community, blog, or internet forum in the most dramatic way possible.
Yeah.
That's just stopping. And Slugbox did that because he was making money and he no longer cared.
Well, he was no longer making money.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
And because he works in art to make money, he'd rather focus his time on what makes money.
Yeah, and that's not flouncing. That's having a life.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Slugbox is no longer part of the fandom. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I think we've reiterated that enough times throughout the course of our 44 episodes. I'm pretty sure we've said that enough times that people seem to forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and and I did mention Lonely Inky, but I do know there are many other people who've done this. In fact, one person who I talked to who was saying they planned for months just to get out of the fandom. They said once BronyCon's over, I'm done with the fandom. I'm done with ponies, and they're still around.
It reminds me of one of the. I don't normally read comment sections in EQD because I don't find them entertaining anymore, but someone did comment on this video with a comment that said, if DHX Media starts throwing pandas at me, I'm done with this fandom. I laughed pretty hard at that. But, and this is, it's become something of a joke, at this point, throwing pandas up. I hate summer camp, This isn't fun anymore.
I hate everything.
It's become
I hate the first issue of the MLP comic. They pandered too much. A couple people on Tumblr were notorious for that. Actually, that was actually kind of funny because it was I already forgot their name. Jirabug Jive was doing that. Yeah, that's their name, Jirabug Jive. Looking at 2 pages from the comic and saying it's shit.
Yes.
Well,
that's like...
That's Jirabug Jive being a fucking retard. Which he does often. Wow, talk about poisoning the well. Anyway. Do I look like I give a fuck?
Quality podcasting.
No, do I look like I give a fuck, bro? Remember, 10 out of 10 with Blumpkin.
I still say that was like the best damn thing.
Go ahead. You guys keep talking. I need to find this picture.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking at, if you haven't visited Fandom Wank yet, please do. It's extremely funny. I'm looking at the fake internet suicide article, and they actually have footnotes or they actually have citations for each example that they give, and you can actually go to a place where they have immortalized examples of people committing fake internet suicide on various forums. Most of these are actually furry, which I think is hilarious.
I think it's epidemic. Again, I always find it funny when people say that furries and bronies are nothing alike. They're so alike.
Oh, the fandoms, what they're centered around, no, they're nothing really. I mean, that's a debatable topic, but in terms of the history and the sort of
behavior.
Yeah, the behavior. Thank you. They're exactly the same, and that goes really for any sort of fandom there is, whether it's on the internet or, done through mailing lists, as the furry fandom was in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, for the people who are listening who have no idea, I posted some rather hilarious images of myself on my Tumblr, and one of them was me giving the classic duck face, and I just remembered, either one of you guys a fan of the old DuckTales?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember Huey, Dewey, and Louie's friend, Doofus Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that picture of me giving the duck face, and then look at that picture. Looking at that picture of me, I just realized I look like Doofus Drake.
You do look exactly like him. That's awful.
That is a really scary resemblance.
No, I have the square hipster glasses.
It's kind of frightening in Emdefmek.
What, I look like Doofus Drake?
It's kind of scary. Little bit.
And holy shit, fucking call out. Retro call out. So sorry to derail. Actually, I'm not sorry. So what were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
About flouncing, I believe.
Yes.
We
were talking about... we were talking about... The
source of our endless amusement was what we were talking about.
Yeah, it is fun to watch. I mean... It depends on the type of person who's doing it. I mean, I'd say it's pretty common behavior among teenagers, so when it happens there, it's like, okay, whatever. I think it's as old as the older the person is, the more pathetic and hilarious it is.
Because, I mean, like, okay, whatever, teenagers, they do that. Like, you see this sort of thing rampant in like, RP communities, or communities that are like, forum or chan-based. Like, you see it all the time. In places where it's not like, Facebook or Tumblr, Twitter, you can just simply not look at their shit. You're more prone to seeing things that make you angry on forums and chans. So this sort of behavior is exhibited there like all the time. But most of those people like who are on those, with the exception of forums like MLP forums, which has many older users, though MLP forums is a lot more sane than places like PonyChan. With the exception of places like that, like most of the people who go on those forums are younger than we are.
Yes.
So, like, that just becomes sort of like a normal thing that you see all the time, and you laugh and you move on. But it's when the people that we think of as people who are supposed to be a little bit more mature than that, like, say, certain convention heads, do it. It's a little disgusting, but at the same time, it's just that much funnier.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say well, yeah, I guess you could say it's disgusting in the sense that it's like, wow, that person has absolutely no self-respect. Um, yeah, and I think our listeners who are wise and attentive know exactly who we're talking about. And yeah, that is hilarious and pathetic.
It's like you're supposed to know better. You should know better than this pathetic
This cock
display.
swaggery and hanky
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I feel like I'm in a game of Dishonored with this speak.
I don't know. Do
So-
you see a bunch of cans of whale-related food lying around you all of a sudden?
I do have a couple candles here, and let's see. Let me see. Oh, and I have some perfume. There you go. Perfume made out of whale vomits.
I really need to play that game. It looks like such a whacked out but amazing game.
I'm a big fan of the world builders, and that's what that game does very well. You will not be disappointed. Sorry, I'm currently cropping images and posting the comparison because it's so good. Do we have any more to talk about this? The whole leaving?
Not on my end. If you guys have.
Well, did you want to see? Did you want to just briefly touch on what? Like, I guess a good example of somebody actually leaving the fandom would be I think Ben, you might remember Midnight Dreams had an RP buddy on Tumblr a while ago. I forgot their name.
Mm-hmm.
But one day she just vanished.
Yeah.
And much to the concern and despair of Midnight Dreams, because again they were friends and RP buddies. But as far as I know, they haven't returned.
Yeah, and that's really, that's doing it right. If there's no reason for you to be somewhere, then leave. For instance, like when I stopped posting on PonyChan, I just stopped posting, and that was it. Like,
Yeah.
that was it. I was just like, this place is boring. And then you guys got me onto a different website, and perhaps eventually also to a different website, and that's just that. And that's doing it right, And hers like, wow, I mean, just complete blog deletion, no responses, That's doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how I left one forum that I was particularly disgusted with. I decided my time there was over, so I actually went and downloaded every single blowjob. This was back when Kevin Sano was doing the whole blowjob picture thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and downloaded every single picture he had, and use a vBulletin script to auto post every 5 seconds, and posted about 150 Kevin Sano pictures in various threads, and then got permabanned, and I haven't been back since. It was sort of, I guess you could say that. Yeah, that was definitely flouncing, but I haven't been back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe this is relevant.
Yeah, that's a good example of flouncing, because it'd be like, oh hey, another Ron Paul thread.
No, I was talking about what I linked in the chat.
Oh, well, you have to speak up, boy.
You were busy talking.
Oh, my time here. Okay.
You said my time here's over. That's the first thing that I thought of. You should just that should be the new rule. Instead, think of alternatives to flouncing. Instead of posting up a giant post and wasting your time with all that, just post a picture of Shrek on your blog and just leave.
My time here is ogre.
That would be a good hint. It would be subtle, and people would have. I mean, as long as you're not saying that. As long as it doesn't have the caption, and you let people to figure it out.
It's just no words, no caption, just a picture of a green man.
If I ever end up leaving the fandom for whatever reason, I probably won't. Like, that'll be how I'll do it. I'll just post up a nice big old picture like Shrek waving or something like that, and that'll be it. And that's how you'll know.
I don't know if I don't think I'll ever actually lead the fandom. I'll just become less and less active in it, which would be similar to what I was in the foster home for imaginary friends fandom, where it's just I became, the fandom was generally winding down and dying, and I just became less and less active, and then just no longer participated. I don't think I'll actually leave. So, and bullshit you.
There's no reason to.
Not really much of a reason to.
Yeah, as far as I see right now, I don't think it's going to happen, but if anything, it'd just be slowly less and less active. So, yeah. So have we wrung out this topic's udder for all its sweet
nectar,
sweat juice, modified sweat juice?
I think so.
That's all that is. That's all the milk is.
Modified sweat juice. You heard it here, folks.
Altered sweat juice. Well, think about it. Think long and hard. That's why you find pus in it sometimes.
Okay.
So our next topic.
So should I stop being so disgustingly honest about food? Yeah, I think I should.
Wah, wah.
Hey, I still drink the shit. Anyway, next topic. Fucking people being babies again. Who's being the baby this time?
Well, no, actually, it's not. MLP on... Oh. we neglected to cover this when it actually happened, so we're just going to talk about it in retrospective. MLP Online is, as pretty much everyone knows, no longer active. They received a cease and desist from Hasbro. They were silent for a while because they were trying to confirm whether or not the cease and desist was genuine.
I'll let you finish.
Oh, well, because people have been known to just sort of hijack email accounts and send cease and desist orders to various websites, as well as copyright claims on YouTube. So I think that's why they were down for a while. Was they were trying to just confirm that the order was genuine. But they're no longer producing MLP Online. However, the team is still together, and they are working on a similar but not quite copyright infringing of an online game.
Well, and I guess because being the professionals we are, about 5 minutes before we were recording, I was scrolling through Equestria Daily and Derpy Who's News, desperately looking for more topics for us to talk about, because that's what a professional podcast does. And we kind of just threw this topic out there. I guess the only thing I could reiterate is that due to copyright and trademark law here within our great United States, Hasbro really had no choice. They had to
if they don't enforce
pursue this.
if they don't enforce their copyright, they lose it. So they got and the thing is that you go and you name your game MLP Online. Come on, what do you expect is going to happen? At least Legends of Equestria is being smart about this sort of thing.
Yeah,
because I've looked through Legends of Equestria quite a bit, and they've been smart about it. They don't really use any licensed ponies within the actual game itself. Like they'll use fabrications of the locations and all this other stuff. But you don't see MLP anywhere in the name. You don't see Twilight Sparkle or Rainbow Dash inside the game or anything like that. They're being very careful about shit like that.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful. Which honestly, I've actually talked with Ben about this before because I mentioned, I'm amazed that Fighting is Magic hasn't been pulled down. But as Ben has pointed out, the show staff is actually pretty damn well aware of Fighting is Magic.
Yeah.
And they're well anticipating the game itself.
Out of any project, really, that's the one that they're most aware of, and pretty much all the reaction from questions that have been asked at cons to questions that have been asked on Bronyville and other podcasts, it seems that those guys are actually really excited for that.
Well, and there's also the fact that an online social community, such as MLP Online or any of the other ones, is a game that Hasbro would be likely to do.
And
Fighting is Magic
has attempted, actually.
And has attempted with the so wonderful Game Loft
the
game,
incredible Game Loft.
which I deleted after a week. Because you know what? I'm not going to grind for 15 years for a goddamn Rainbow Dash. Nor am I going to pay $50 for one. And I really don't feel like jailbreaking my iPad just to get a fucking Rainbow Dash in the stupid Game Loft game. You fucked up. Anyway, Fighting is Magic is not a game that Hasbro would do or license or contract to a developer. So their interest there, from a profit standpoint and maybe even a copyright standpoint, is very minimal. But yeah, with the way MLP Online was structured, Hasbro had absolutely no choice.
Now, I don't think... Now, they said that they actually had set the box... I think I remember from the post that they had set the box for when they could actually announce the cease and desist. I think they actually set that themselves because I think they were trying to see if they could work out alternatives to keep the game up and running. And I think that's the real reason they didn't report anything. But you can't really quote me on that. But I'm sure.
Well, we don't have all the details. I'm sure somebody on the MLP Online dev team may have been talking to a lawyer at Hasbro, and maybe they just couldn't reach an agreement. And so the best course of action was to shut down. And now I'm wondering what the severity of the shutdown was, because I think, Ben, you said they're starting up a new project?
They plan on continuing MLP Online under a different name and removing, all of the material that's copyrighted.
So that's okay. For some reason I thought that maybe Hasbro had ordered them to destroy all the code, and they would have to start completely from
scratch. The actual code for the game isn't copyrighted by Hasbro unless they were lifting code from Gameloft. It was just they were using copyrighted names, faces, and place names. So from what I understand, what they're going to be doing is they're just going to be making MLP Online, but different.
Okay, all right. So this isn't like that early on when we were talking about that one that shut down because the original creator of it was being a little
was a Titanic douchecock. Yes. No, this isn't like that. They haven't funneled into a new project. They're still a team and they're still doing a game. It's just not MLP Online.
Okay. Well, actually, that's pretty good to hear then.
And interestingly enough, this whole thing blew over very quickly. I was surprised, a little disappointed.
Well, I think people are starting to realize. I think not only are people being really educated in how to function in a fandom, with this being their first fandom, but I think they're starting to have a better understanding about how the corporate world works and how copyright and trademark law works in the United States and in Europe and whatever respective country they're in, because with the nature of this fandom, copyright and trademark are very important topics that people need to have an understanding of, which I feel some people don't understand it enough, and other people, I'm not going to say who, we know who they are, take it way overboard and way too seriously, and sort of, I guess, in a way, white knight for their own pleasure.
Yeah.
Which, if you remember back to all the Tumblr takedowns, I think a couple times it was because of that.
99% of the Tumblr takedowns were GNAA.
Okay, yeah. Well, I do remember reading at some point a group was attempting to bring takedown or legal actions against who was it? The Fallout Equestria print project.
Ah, yes.
There was people trying to do that, and then people realized, oh, hey, they're actually giving sets of books to people who work on the show and work at Hasbro.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't troll there. So that was actually really funny because I actually found out about that on Bronyville, and that was my first thought was, oh, those people. So much for that. So much for that. So. McVitie's digestive biscuits. I would like to mention, especially for our beloved guest and superfan, I'll call him a superfan, Pominator, I can purchase McVitie's digestive biscuits right here in Sioux Falls. We have a wonderful store named The World Market, which actually sells a lot of products from the UK and Germany and Italy and France. And McVitie's is one of them, along with Marmite, Heinz baked beans, and canned spotted dick. So, yes, we can enjoy all of your disgusting British food. And then go try something better from Germany or Italy. So,
all right.
Land of the stinkiest food ever. No. That's probably like. I'm not gonna.
No, you gotta remember, in the UK they boil everything. They do the same in Germany, but at least they let it rot in the basement for a couple weeks, so that it has a bit of a tang to it.
It's just there's this store I used to go to at the mall, like down in Florida, a good ways back. And if any of you guys have been to like malls in Florida, you might be like across the country. I don't know. I never really saw them anywhere else.
I used to live in Fort Walton Beach.
But there was in the malls down there, around the Tampa or St. Petersburg area. There was a couple of malls that had these. It was those little mall department places that just had like, it was kind of like a single square sort of room, but it like went all the way to the back of the fucking store. It was just like one really long,
it's like a hallway.
narrow room, sort of. Yeah. And it always had a bar in there, and it always had this counter, like, right behind the bar, like, on the other side of the room, called, and it just sold all sorts of German meats and cheeses, all sorts of imported shit and imported candies. And they would actually sell you imported beer. And it was called Schnickel Fritz. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that one, but I think at one point they started phasing them out. I don't know if like they were just like getting rid of the chain, or if they weren't making enough money and they just went out of business or something like that. One of them was bought up and called Mr. Dunderbox for a little while, but after a while they just completely vanished, and I haven't been able to find them anywhere else.
No, the only reasons I ever went to the mall down in Florida was to play Initial D, the arcade machine, and DDR. If there was anything else that existed at the mall, I had no idea. So much for that stupid story. What else do we have?
Call my store stupid.
Well,
it is Florida.
I miss that fucking place, though. It was great. That was the place that introduced me to fucking Swiss chocolate. It was great. Although that place fucking stunk every single time you walked in there. Like you just like before you even walked in the door, you're just like all the fucking foreign meat and cheese and everything like that would just fucking hit your nose. And like after you'd been in there for about a half an hour, you'd get used to it. But like if you walked out to even go take a piss, you'd come back and it just fucking hit you in the face again.
Lovely. Ben, why do so many Asian people believe in ghosts? Sorry, we're changing this temporarily to Asian cast. Ben, are you even there?
Because when you eat that much dog, it poisons your brain.
Is that why the Koreans believe that fans will kill them?
That's why Korean people are inferior.
You do realize there are people like Chicken Tura and Discommunicator, right?
Yeah, I know.
You still call them inferior?
Don't question my motives. I'm busy reading through the FanWank wiki.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of sitting here digesting food. I'm very much trying to be in a Sarlacc pit.
So the next portion of our podcast.
I am not actually a Sarlacc pit. I don't absorb the memories of the food I eat. That would actually be very horrible.
That would be the worst ability in the world.
Yeah, it's like, wow, chickens eat a lot of their own shit.
Da-da-da.
Okay.
You'd be like Mega Man copying people's powers, except it'd be memories of chicken shit.
No, it would be memories of chickens and cows and potatoes and Snicker bars.
What kind of memories would a Snickers bar even have?
Being in a plastic wrapper and then all of a sudden being... It would probably be a lot like how... You remember in that one episode, I think it was one of the episodes of Family Guy, I can't remember, but where a cow gave birth and the calf just immediately slid down the chute into a grinder, and then the ground meat was fed to this incredibly obese American family. It would be like that, I think, for a Snickers bar. Just you're in this nice, comfortable plastic wrapper, all of a sudden you're forced out of it and into the maw of an incredibly fat person, and you just immediately die.
I'm going to guess that came from when after Family Guy came back, right?
Yeah. It was back when I was like trying to give it a chance at being good, and it never happened. And I was like, oh, Team Fortress 2 finally came out. I'll go, and the orange box is out. I'll go play that instead.
Let's please move the topic away from Family Guy. I find that to be a far more disgusting topic.
I think Bullshit's waiting for me to say something that would totally embarrass myself, so then he could then cut me off and move on, like he did, like he always does.
He's discovered my plan.
Yeah, you know, you Chinamen aren't the only sneaky ones here. Us Jews have a few tricks left up our sleeves under our yarmulkes.
And with that one, we're moving on.
It's funny because I was just watching a Brian Blessed video. I don't remember how I got there.
Man, take us away
right.
from this shit. Let's go to bullshit.
Okay, so I guess it's time for us to move on to our cool shit segment. The cool shit segment is where every week.
Did you want? Wait,
what?
Do we have any more to say about that? Do we have anything to say about that last topic I put in there?
There's not really much to say.
Okay. Don't buy into stupid shit that's posted on Reddit. Even the show staff is laughing at you. So yeah. Don't be critical thinking, people. Critical thinking. All right.
That's
important.
Critical thought.
Yes.
You are the internet. We know that this is hard for you, but please try to attempt it.
Christopher Hitchens, Carl Sagan, Richard Dawkins. Okay. Now let's move on.
Okay. I can
Okay.
can go back to what I was saying. All right.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The next part of our show,
Douglas Adams. All right.
as I was saying before, God damn it, Emdefmek. Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
Is the cool shit
I'm
segment
done.
of our podcast, where each week we take all the cool things that we've seen this week that other people might not have seen, and we give it a little pimp. So if you're listening in just now and you don't know this for whatever reason, you've been with us for 44 episodes and you still can't remember stupid things like this, you can go to our website at grandcavalcade.tumblr.com, and every episode post, we post links to show notes, and the show notes are where we link everything we talk about, from videos to music to pictures. So, I guess I'll start us off this week, as always. And my first piece of cool shit is the art Tumblr for a artist named Yellow Fur, and
you got a lot of explaining to do with this first post on here.
Well, it's funny because I actually started following this person because of some Pokemon art that they'd drawn. But it wasn't until I went to their DeviantArt that I realized that I was already following them on DeviantArt, because I follow 500, 600 people on DeviantArt, and I forget. They do quite a bit of Pokemon and quite a bit of pony art, both, though their DeviantArt is a little sparse right now. It looks like it deleted a lot of things. They're responsible for quite a few really popular pictures. I don't think they have a very large number of followers, which is why I'm pimping this blog, yellowfur.tumblr.com.
I can already see that. I can already see the second post right here is like fucking anime Emdefmek right here. It is.
You know that's a woman, right?
I know. This is just you making a fucking duck face and putting on your anime eyes and lipstick. Combing your hair back.
But
yeah. Oh wow. Okay. No. No, we're not going there.
Like an anime duck face and Emdefmek.
They're a safe for work artist, from what I can tell. So their style is pretty cool. It's like a little bit like, I don't know, just very soft coloring, slightly sketchy. and just very cool artists. So if you're interested in another Pokemon artist, or you haven't seen their MLP art yet, do check them out.
If you want to look at another Pokemon artist who does ponies, who's not Purple Cake Leon.
Yeah. I'll post their DeviantArt in the show notes here too. To their name.
There you go. Like a grown-up. Alright, so that brings on to me. My next cool thing is there's a Tumblr of another pony artist who I really like because they draw ponies in lingerie and well-detailed clothing. They've only got a couple pieces up so far. They've got one of Princess Celestia and another one of an OC in panties and stockings and lingerie and all that deal. I'm a big fan of that. Like, I think EC Major made me a fan of that. Of the whole high detailed clothing on ponies. Minus the whole creepy pseudo-realism factor. And the obsession with horse genitalia. So that's why I'm plugging this, because it's ponies and lingerie, and it's pretty cool. So check it out. And for some reason, they have Tim Curry on here with pictures of him from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which actually makes sense. It actually makes quite a bit of sense. Because, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hammy.
Yes.
Yeah, you have some shit too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got things to... Continuing my, well, if this fucking thing will get out of the way. Continuing my tradition of coming on here and pimping all sorts of video game shit. In case you people aren't aware, Mega Man vs. Street Fighter comes out, when this podcast comes out, it'll be later in the week. But as of this date, when we are recording, December 17th, you will be long since be able to download Mega Man vs. Street Fighter. You should go download it. It's a thing. Okay, so this bears some explanation. Okay.
Yeah, because Mega Man and Street Fighter are two totally different games. How do you match that shit up?
Okay, so these guys went and created a Mega Man fan game, just Mega Man vs. Street Fighter. They decided to create a fan game. Capcom found out about it, but instead of shutting them down like some certain studios, they decided...
Sega.
Yes, Sega as well, which, by the way, slight sidetrack. If you don't know anything about the Streets of Rage recreation project, look for it on your favorite torrent site. Just trust me, you'll thank me later. Anyway.
Yeah.
But instead of shutting them down, sending them a gigantic cease and desist, they took a different course of action and instead picked them up to actually produce it as an official fan game, which was actually fully supported and even had a little bit of advertising done by Capcom themselves. And it has been released on the Capcom Unity website. If you check out the show notes, or you can just do a Google for Mega Man vs. Street Fighter, it'll probably be the top result on the page. It'll be on the Capcom Unity website, and you can download it directly from there. And I haven't had a chance to try it out yet because the Capcom Unity website has been hammered with everybody downloading this at the same time, but I'm going to be giving it a shot after the episode myself.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to download it again after the episode, or hopefully by now there's a couple mirror sites up where I can... or torrents, I can go download it. But by the time this episode is up, most of the initial rush should have died down. so you should be able to get it. I think it's a lot like how when Black Mesa went up. Pretty much the first day Black Mesa went up, it was almost impossible to download it.
See, that's where torrents come in handy though, because when torrents are involved, actually the more people downloading it and uploading it at the same time, the better.
Oh, even the torrents are getting hammered because again, you gotta remember, torrents always start out with 1.
Yeah.
You know, so even the torrents for the first couple hours were getting just fucking hammered.
I remember when I was downloading Black Mesa, I waited till like about the 3rd or 4th hour, and then I started up mine. I got it within about an hour or so.
Yeah, actually, with me, I lucked out. I went to one of the mod download sites, and I happened to get a really good slot in right away, and I managed to lock in a good speed. However, unfortunately, I was out on the road, so I wasn't able to torrent it. Otherwise, I would have. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. I would not have. I'm not that altruistic, so sorry. I'm kind of a dick that way.
Emdefmek. Need like a laugh track.
So have you seen gameplay video of this? Because I'm still trying to figure out how you would mash up a Mega Man platforming, game.
I'd imagine it's probably, as far as I can tell, I'd say it's probably like just about all the other Mega Man fan games out there. It's just they have stages themed around the individual characters, and then the individual characters take the place of like where you would normally find Robot Masters.
Okay,
and from what I've heard, the difficulty level is actually fairly up there. So bring your A game.
And also, I kind of like to mention as an aside, this was actually made with a programming suite called Game Maker, which is a surprisingly powerful suite. If you go to the site, or actually you can find it on Steam, it's one of the software applications you can actually download off of Steam. It kind of comes off as sort of like a janky, shady piece of software, but it's actually very, very powerful, and it's really easy to learn. So I guess it's kind of a small plug for Game Maker, because that's what the guy used to actually make this game.
Actually, I think I remember there was another big independent game that came out somewhat fairly recently that used that software, and I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head. But
are you thinking about Spelunky? Spelunky was made with it.
Oh no shit! The more recent version or the old version? Because I know the old version was made with it.
I think the old version was made with an older version of Game Maker, and I think the new version was completely redone because Game Maker has updated quite a bit since Spelunky was started. So he just brought it up to to use all the features that the newer Game Maker came out with.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually PC Gamer. Was a magazine here, the U.S. version of PC Gamer magazine, sort of did a review of all the different game making suites that are out there. They talked about Unity, they talked about RPG Maker, they talked about Game Maker, and I think they talked about the Unreal Engine, and talked to actual professional not professional, more indie game makers who've used the software and released actual games either out on Steam or one of the consoles. And with Spelunky, the guy who developed Spelunky actually spent the least amount of money, which I think he said the most money he spent on Spelunky was actually the $30 to get a registered copy of Game Maker.
Nice.
And he's not counting the hours and hours he's sunk into the game, to developing the game, but judging just by that $30, he's made so much money back. Yeah. And I think the same goes for the guy who developed Street Fighter versus Mega Man too.
I personally am a huge fan of Unity, but that's also because it actually has really good browser integration. So you can actually make some really awesome games that can be played within your web browser with Unity. I know that there was plans to release Super Mario Brothers crossover in Unity for a while because the guy who does the game from Exploding Rabbit, Jay Pavlina. He said that he actually was having a lot of fun coding in Unity over trying to do it in Flash, but that got shoved to the side because he's currently working on his own he's working on his own commercial project, Super Retro Squad, which is going to be amazing when it comes out.
Yeah,
that's one to keep in mind.
I know a lot of developers really like Unity because of their royalty structure. I think it's with Unity, it's you can use the Unity engine for free, and it's royalty free up to the first $100,000 you make, and then after that, it's $1,500, and that's all they ask for. And then they do charge a bit for porting it to different platforms. But I know a lot of developers love Unity just because their royalty structure is very simple and also super cheap. Because the Unity guys only asked for a comparatively small chunk of change. So
we should probably move on.
Yeah, I think Ben is incredibly bored right now.
So,
I'm sure most of our listeners who are not gamers are incredibly bored.
My next piece of cool shit.
As he wakes up.
I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. I'm really tired.
I figured you were getting Logie off all that cat.
Yeah, all that cat that I'm eating. My next piece of cool shit is the Tumblr for a new artist called BC92, whose style is similar to Rar Charlie Rar and Brayburn. I actually found this guy through Brayburn. He's very new to Tumblr, but he's pretty regularly drawing, and I didn't save this picture yet, so I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh my, okay, I gotta say, I fucking love this dashboard theme already.
Yeah, he has a really awesome theme for his blog. That's just
it's Windows 98.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use this. I'm actually going to use this for mine now because that's awesome.
Yeah. Actually, if you go, sorry to hijack, but if you go to the install theme, you go to the main page. He also had the developer of the theme also made a Mac version. Okay, back to Ben.
There's
talk about your gay horse porn.
Nothing much else to say except that not all of it's gay, just most of it. Nope, that's not gay. So yeah, if you like Brayburn style, this is very similar. And he has an awesome theme that you could just stare at for hours despite not even liking his blog if you don't like his blog. And that's that.
I will say his blog did kind of throw me off a little bit, just because of the theme. The theme kind of was like, whoa.
He was like, what? What is this? The fuck?
Yeah, when did I get transported to 1998? Is Tech TV, is ZDTV back? Can I watch the screensavers again? What's with this gay horse porn? Where's Ellen? Okay, I guess that brings it on to me. Sorry, I'm in my Tumblrs right now updating it with the new theme. Okay, my next thing is actually, all this is that our good friend, Salient Sunbreeze, has decided to make a separate Tumblr strictly for his art and doing commissions. Because he tends to, on his personal Tumblr, post a lot of music. Every once in a while, he'll post commentary or diatribe on the stupid shit I do or the stupid shit and bullshit does, and so he feels the need to add some logical commentary to it. So because of that, his his commission posts and his art posts tend to get lost in the turbulence. So all this is Fox Salient Studios. It's his I guess you could say this is his business Tumblr. Where he updates with commission prices. And actually, a really cool thing he does is he posts up spreadsheets showing all the commissions he is doing for each month, which ones have been paid, which ones are incomplete, which ones are in the process of being completed, what type they are. So, in a way, he's handling this very professionally and very admirably. I wish more artists would do this. So you know exactly where you are in the queue to get your commission and where he is along, in the process of getting your commission done. And he updates it often. I'm sure if there's any delays, he's really good on updating with any possible delays. Or shit like that. He also does quite a few live streams, so
yeah, like every multiple times every week. So
yeah, so and he's also so yeah, check it out. Again, I guess I will say his artwork is a little out there.
Just a little.
We've made fun of how his ponies kind of look like ducks. And they do, adorably. His anthros are interesting.
Yeah. To say the
nice
least.
tits, but holy fuck those waists. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm actually... Well, the thing is, I think the thing is that Saley understands that his characters have unrealistic anatomy. Which is good.
Actually.
Well, and it's why people go to him, because they know what they're getting into. You don't go to Saley for a super realistic anthro piece. You go to Saley because you want an Aeon Flux style, hourglass, twisty spine, rubber spine anthro. So, yeah, do it. He does really good anthro work. I can say it's very good, but that's because I've gotten used to it. So, there you go.
I have now put this theme on my Tumblr page, and I gotta say, it is so much better. I love this.
Okay, I'm doing the Macintosh one. So
I just did the Windows 98 one. It's pretty fucking amazing. Not gonna
way to steal from other Tumblrs, dude.
I would say put this up in the show notes, but honestly, all they'd have to do is just go to either my blog or yours and just hit the install theme button, and it'd take them to the page anyway. So. Hey, if you guys want to figure this shit out, go to our blogs. Actually visit our blogs once in a while. Jerks.
Yeah, I actually just updated mine to the Mac OS 8 theme. So now it's like, it's the late 90s all over again. What would make this really awesome is if you can click and drag and move the posts around.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You got another thing.
Yes, I do. Okay. Don't know if you guys have talked about him on this podcast or not. Probably not. But it's this guy named SB. You guys, a decent amount of you might already be following him. But I figured I'd just go ahead and throw him up here anyway, especially because of what he's been doing lately. SB is, I'm not sure if he goes by any other name besides SB, but, whatever. He's mostly famous for his OC, Sad Sack, and he also draws really good, sketchy style artwork. But his OC Sad Sack is fairly known. It's just kind of unicorn. It's got like really long, droopy ears, and like hair that kind of hangs over one eye. Not really like emo or anything like that. He's just kind of droopy. In fact, he's kind of like a unicorn version of Droopy Dog a little bit, except without the colors. But anyway, he's been experimenting with a new OC he's been coming up with called Cream Puff. And whereas Sad Sack is supposed to be like droopy and kind of spaghetti-licious, like Cream Puff is just like all buttercups and sunshine. So he's also really, really big. Like he's got like big old body, like tiny ass fucking head. And
okay, George, whatever you say, George. That's what I'd go to.
It's a very nice contrast between these two characters. I wasn't a fan of this guy's design at first because that head looks like way too fucking small. But as it's gone along, it's kind of grown on me a lot. So anyway, but just in case you weren't following the guy, you probably have been, and you probably didn't even realize it. But just in case you haven't, go check his blog out. He does really good art. It's real cute. I think he's the guy that actually draws stallions really well. Like he's very good at drawing more action-oriented stallions.
Hey, Ben.
Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to see gay porn of this OC?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, you just think he's gonna have giant elephantitis cock?
I'm just not into the weird, just the fucking muscles. Holy shit.
Entitled to your opinion.
I'm following him, and it's interesting art, but no.
You're more into the cross-dressing snails look.
BH Hammy, I respect you, but what the fuck?
Yeah, why are you jerking off to this shit?
Hey, I'm not the one that's been asking him about it. Like, he actually put up a post where like a bunch of people, or he hadn't even completely finalized the design yet, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, his cock must be huge!" And they were all messaging him about it. He's all like, "Guys, I haven't even finished the design yet. Holy shit!"
And that's how you can tell how in real life sexually active the Tumblr pond community is. I'm not going to say the entire fandom. I'm just going to say strictly the Tumblr pony community.
Or just people who follow SB because he draws stallions really well. But anyway. Alright, that's pretty much the end of that entry.
I bet most of the people on Tumblr don't have sex because they can't afford an iPad. Because an iPad's easier to hold one-handed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I just, okay.
That's the joke. You know something? I almost bought Lord of the Rings today on iTunes. The entire extended edition. I was like this close to it.
Why didn't you?
That's a good question.
Yeah, why?
Because I don't know if I have the time to commit to that. No, this is honest. Every Lord of the Rings movie I've went to, I've only seen them in the theaters. All three of them, I've gone to them, been super excited for them. I go in, and about an hour and a half in, I fall asleep.
God damn it, Emdefmek. If you buy it and you feel yourself start to slipping, you just bookmark your place and then come back to it later.
Well, because I'm not like one of those people. I just fall asleep. When I start to fall asleep, I get paralyzed. I can't move. It's like, oh god, it's happening. Oh, Luna, where are you?
I guess it's time to sleep then.
Yes, my body is said. My body's made a decision. My body has stated, "Oh, hey, we're done with you fucking shit up. We're gonna shut you down for a couple hours." And to totally steal from Giant Bombcast, then my body proceeds to. Giant Bombcast, check them out. Really funny guys. I'm totally aping off of them. And then for that time I'm asleep, my body proceeds to try to seal my mouth shut. Because it knows that's where most of the damage comes from.
So, my next piece of cool shit.
Yes, I was trying to segue in and somehow I failed to do that.
Is a video that I found a couple days ago. It's actually fairly new. It came out just last month. It's a fan animation called Lord of the Rings reenacted by ponies. It's a pretty good, it's alright animation, pretty good voice acting too compared to some of the other projects that are going around. The jokes often fall flat, but some of the puns are funny, and I laughed a few times, and it's a pretty long video too. But I laughed a few times, and I figured maybe someone else out there might find this funny. I checked out the guy's channel, and he does a lot of stuff that's similar to this, though not necessarily with My Little Pony. But it seems like he's going sort of strong, and this video certainly was entertaining, at least just to watch it once.
I've seen this. I actually watched this entire video, and it's mostly just the straight up ponification of the source material, and that's about it. It's really just, seeing the Lord of the Rings through a different filter. There's not really much that they added to it. There's a couple of good gags, but honestly, it's just mostly just this happened in the Lord of the Rings, and this is what it would be like if it was ponies, and that's.
Well, I haven't seen it, but is the animation and all that very well done?
The animation is pretty well done for a fan.
I think we could give it that.
It's not.
This is
it's not like Ask the Crusaders, that fucking Mando Pony song. Better than the show quality.
Well, I think we could say that this harkens back to an earlier time in the fandom where crossing over was good enough.
Yeah.
Where it's like.
And the animation, the animation and voice acting certainly is very good for a fan project, which was mainly why I pimped it.
Yeah, where it's like now the fandom is like more demanding of original content.
Yeah, well, that's the fandom, and the fandom will fuck itself.
I mean, this can be appreciated. I'm totally going by your guys' reactions to it. I think this could be appreciated just for the work that was put into it. You have to give somebody that at least.
Yeah.
You asshole, BHME.
Yeah. What the fuck are we?
You Buzz Killington.
Sir Buzz Killington. That's
all right, Emdefmek, it's on to you. Damn, I am starting to get really tired, and it is only like 5 p.m. here.
Take a 5-hour energy. Do a line of coke.
I fucked myself on sleep last night. I think I need some coffee.
I just barely remembered that morning, but apparently, because I stayed up till like 5 a.m. last night, and apparently I got really drunk and bought Star Trek the movie, and I have no idea why. The 2009 Star Trek movie on iTunes. I love the movie, but I don't know why I bought it. So, yeah. So my next thing has nothing to do with Star Trek or excessive drinking, even though it could be a topic that comes up because, well, this is the Ask High School Cadence Tumblr. And it's really early. It's just starting out. I think it's been up for like a week, I want to say. And I have no idea who the artist is, but it's really, really cute. It's really anime styled. So far, people have only been bothered to ask about who her crush is, even though we have no context at all for what that could be. But it's Cadence as a teenager in high school, and she has big, dopey anime glasses, and she has really dopey, stupid anime reactions. And it's anime swag. I'm hot like Goku. Anime swag. And ask her some interesting questions. I mean,
yeah, dear God,
fuck.
it's got a lot of potential.
I don't give a fuck about who her fucking crush is. I'm a 30-year-old man. I've got more important shit to worry about. Like, what was the coolest thing she ever dissected in biology class?
Yeah, for the love of God, can some people please ask this blog some legitimate questions, because there's a lot of potential here, but they're being inundated with just completely useless asks. That's like, come on, you guys.
Yeah, ask her if she's ever challenged any freshmen to the push-up challenge. Do you guys know what that is?
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her how hazing is at her school.
Yeah. Ask her how freshman hazing is. I asked her about what her favorite thing to dissect biology was.
I usually don't send asks into ask blogs because I usually figure most of the ask blogs I actually follow get so many questions that it'd probably be kind of pointless to do anyways. I don't know. I imagine this blog probably hasn't gotten like a bunch of really decent, legit questions, so maybe I'll send one in.
No, it's actually the sit-up challenge. My bad. It's not the push-up challenge. It's the sit-up challenge. You guys know what that is?
No, I've never heard of that.
Nope.
It may have a different name where you are. It's where your Mark, the guy you're tricking. What you do is you tell them that if you rub their stomach for 30 seconds, you relax their muscles so that they can't do a push-up. A sit-up. And so what you do is, you trick them to be blindfolded. And what you do is you have a guy hold a blindfold over their eyes. You have another guy rubbing their belly for 30 seconds. And then you have a third guy who drops his pants and hangs his cock and balls over the dude's face. And then after the 30 seconds, you tell him, okay, now do a sit-up. And the guy will immediately do a sit-up and right into the dude's asshole and taint. Again, it may have regional variations and have different names.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that one.
That's not the first time I've ever heard of that one.
DHM, you never went to high school?
I didn't go to a high school like that. I went to some really crappy...
You were homeschooled?
No, I went to some really crappy D-ranked school down in Florida.
Oh.
Where you were always guaranteed at least one fight during lunch. At least one. Always. It was always the same.
Well, thank God and bullshit wasn't entirely sheltered.
No, I actually was. I attended one of the. I attended a high school in California that has among the longest running history of gang violence and gang-related death. So, no.
Meanwhile, I'm out here in South Dakota, and I graduated from a high school that has the most meth, one of the highest number of meth users in its student body.
See, me and Emdefmek, we went to the cool fucking schools.
Yeah.
I just went to some trashy well, I wouldn't say podunk, but some really trashy fucking Clearwater school.
Yeah, Mad Men, that's basically 11th grade for me.
All right, I need to get through mine because I really need to go take a shit. So, this next one, this is my last one. Gentlemen, I'd like you to take a look at this. Take a look at what I have here and tell me what you see.
If it'll load. It's like I'm looking into a mirror.
I'm looking at Scoon's blog, and it makes me angry.
Okay, but what is posted on Scoon's blog?
This would appear to be some sort of what is this? Is this advertisements aimed at whales?
No, these are in fact holiday pinup postcards of Santa Claus wearing either nothing or practically nothing.
So, is this aimed at twinks?
I'm not sure who this is aimed at. I'm not sure who in the world would actually want to even bring this into existence, much less look at it. But here it is, and it's absolutely hilarious. You know,
I mean, the first thing I'm really thinking of now is Ralsak, King of Sweden, his walrus.
there's you know, Santa's bare naked ass on the fucking fat machine there. Another one of him in the tub.
I'm surprised.
One of an elf apparently breaking a broom off on his ass, and another one of Santa Claus in underwear with a reindeer pulling back on them like that fucking Pantone commercial or whatever it was that fucking billboard ad.
Oh, one of the things I guess is kind of sad is that the Santa in the bathtub, that's basically if I decide, instead of showering, I want to take a bath, that's basically how I have to take a bath. I had to kneel in it because I'm a Chef Sandy would understand. I'll just say that. You know, we're not lucky. We're not like President Taft. You know, we can't just summon a larger bathtub.
Okay, so yeah, pin-up postcard Santas. Check it out in the show notes. Ben, that leads it on to you. I got AFK.
Yeah, my last.
Go make your poopies.
My last piece of cool shit, and I'm really angry about this. Actually, just got featured on Equestria Daily, very recently, as in today, before we did this episode. But I'm pimping it anyways because there are people like me who don't like Equestria Daily or don't like going to Equestria Daily. And that fanfic is a fanfic called Stubborn as Ponies. Now, as I think we've sort of established in the past, I'm a huge fan of shipping and romance and things of that nature. This one I came across because I was just sort of fucking around on FimFiction, and I was just you can sort by the characters that are in the story. So I was just fucking around in the romance tag, thinking of pairings that I'd never heard of, and just looking to see if anybody had written them. And I put in Pinkie Pie and Applejack, which is actually a very rare ship. You don't really see that one at all in fan art or in fan fiction. And so I found this one called Stubborn as Ponies that is absolutely just brilliant. It's a very fun fic. Totally clean, safe for work, no porn. All shipping, romance. About a ship that you almost never see. And it was a ton of fun to read. It was very funny, very dramatic. There were parts of it that, the parts of the story, the pacing was a little bit off, but for the most part, the way the author characterized each of the characters' sort of mental process was just really spot on with each of the characters. It was a ton of fun to read, and I showed it to Midnight Dreams, and he really liked it too. So there's some validation.
What planet is this author from? I can't. Ilsa? When
Oh, it's Esle, Pimos or something. It's the word some pony else spelled backwards.
Oh, oh, oh! And here I thought they were like Scandinavian or something, or Greek.
No. Yeah, I looked at that too the first time. I was like, what? Esle, Pemin, what? And then I thought about it for like a minute, and I was like, oh, it's just the word somebody else spelled backwards.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, VHM is still making his poops and his tinkles. So, my next two things, I'll do them both together because I'm the one with the most cool shit. Actually, it's really kind of funny when I clicked on the DeviantArt link, a pop-up came up saying free shipping, as you were talking about shipping. So my next two things, they're both artists. The first one is a link to their Tumblr, and I found this by thanks to the Empress Pinkamena Tumblr, which was reblogging a bunch of this person's Trixie art. I want to say, I think their name is Eriched. Yeah, I'll go with Eriched. And she drew pictures of Trixie with her horn surgically removed and a huge scar on her forehead, and Trixie being super mellow, really kind of didn't look sad, but more like really mellow, even probably drugged, and just sort of not really moping around, just sort of just being like an opium user. And I guess in a way it was supposed to be kind of sad, but it actually just looked really kind of cute and charming. And
cute and charming, like when you neuter your cat and it gets really fat.
Yeah, or when you're at the bar and you're like, damn it, I can't get laid. I guess I have to turn to date rape, and you slip a roofie, and then the girl gets really dopey and you're just like, oh, you're so cute, I can't rape you. That was really horrible. Why'd you let me go like that? Now we're never gonna hear the end of it. We're never gonna hear the end of it now. God damn it, Ben! You're supposed to stop me from doing that. But no, it's this person draws a lot of kind of. I guess it's the person is really kind of self-deprecating in regards to their art. Likes to call it shit and all that, but it's actually really, really good. It's really, in a way, I guess it's supposed to be really kind of sad, but it's really kind of just charming. So, yeah, check that out and give them a follow. So my next one is very similar to the first thing I plugged. It's the DeviantArt page for Longinus 2, I think, who's an artist from Finland who, like the first thing I plugged, does something I really like, which is the EC major, super high detail pony clothing, and specifically lingerie. And so far they've only done two things with pony, they've only done two things, or no, they've actually done several things involving ponies and clothing. Some really nice ones are the Rarity Secret series, which I guess it's supposed to be the Alicorns. This looks like it's going to be a series, and so far the first one was Luna, and now the line art is up for it, but the coloring's not up yet for Celestia, and then it's both of them in lingerie, and it's really, really nice, really, really pretty. And they also have a bunch of other pony and anthro art. Like they have Chrysalis, they have Fluttershy, they have Anthros, if you're into that. So yeah, check them out. You might like it. Is that guy, is he still taking a shit?
I just got back.
Okay, you were really quiet.
Well, actually,
I was letting you talk.
That there marks the end of our cool shit segment. We got nothing else.
Yeah, we're really tapped out. Yet somehow we got an hour and 40 out of this.
I don't know how we do it every week. We take simple, silly, almost nothing topics and turn them into episodes.
I think it's because whenever we start recording a podcast, any dumb idea that comes into my head, I immediately just voice.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
You should get that looked at by a doctor.
Thanks, Brain, for the thoughts. You make the podcast good. You make me sound interesting to people's. Thank you, Brain. Okay. You can find us at all these fucking Tumblrs that we have listed here in the show notes. Our intro song is thanks to some dude and bullshit asked for the song about, and our outro song is whatever and bullshit decides it's gonna be. So with that,